Good morning, everyone, and welcome to News 13 New This Morning. Today is Sunday, November 20th. All of the morning's top stories in just a minute, but first, a quick look at the weather with Ian Schwartz.
Yeah, got a lot of cloud cover out there, even a couple of showers sneaking in. Nothing too crazy. Let's take a look right now at the winds. Or no, how about satellite radar? What do you want me to do, Crystal? Okay, you can see a lot of cloud cover, just some light activity embedded with these clouds. We had a couple of sprinkles in Albuquerque, and then Fort Sumner, a couple of showers here and there. This is nothing serious, and it's going to really clear up. We're looking at a pretty nice day ahead for your Sunday. A little breezy out there in Albuquerque, 12-mile-per-hour winds. 3 in Santa Fe, 12 in Clovis. Temperatures not too bad. We're looking at 33 in Las Vegas, 29 in Grants, 30 in Gallup. We're in the 40s in Roswell, at freezing in Silver City, and 28 in Taos. The day ahead, not bad at all. A little bit breezy out there, southwest winds. We'll have partly cloudy skies, a lot of cloud cover now, but it'll start to break up a little bit. Temperatures not all that bad. We're going to talk about your Thanksgiving forecast coming up in just a second. Crystal?
All right, thanks, Dan. An overnight structure fire leaves residents without power. Around 10:15 last night, firefighters were dispatched to the 5700 block of 2nd Street in northwest Albuquerque because of a structure fire. Now, reports say the fire was caused by a downed power line. Some residents were left without power. No report on the damage just yet. This morning, a massive law enforcement presence is roaming the streets of Valencia County. The same weekend, the notorious biker gang, the Bandidos, are celebrating their 40th birthday there. Police say it's the biggest crime crackdown ever for that area. More than 100 officers from multiple agencies are targeting criminals, patrolling the streets and watching from the sky. Now, police are using this opportunity to serve burglary, drug, and DWI warrants. As of last night, state police had handed out more than 60 tickets, made 1 DWI arrest and 3 other misdemeanor arrests. Now, police won't say they're specifically targeting the Bandidos, but gang experts describe members of that group as violent and often involved in criminal activity. Bikers say that image isn't true.
Bandidos are always looked at as a criminal element, a bad influence. I can tell you I have probably gotten more respect from the Bandidos than I have from most people.
Police say the beefed up patrols will last through Thanksgiving weekend. A repeat drunk driver spent the night behind bars after causing a deadly crash involving 10 people. It happened Friday night on Highway 550 south of Bloomfield. San Juan County Sheriff's officials say 36-year-old Howard Hasisa Jr. was driving the wrong way when he crashed head-on into an SUV carrying 7 people. A 50-year-old woman inside the SUV was killed. 2 small kids inside the SUV were airlifted to a hospital. One of 2 passengers inside Hasisa's vehicle was also killed. It's his 5th DWI charge. He is also charged with 2 counts of vehicular homicide and 7 counts of great bodily injury. 2 teens also spent the night in jail after being accused of driving drunk and crashing their car into an Albuquerque home. Yesterday, the car busted through a brick wall, ran over a basketball hoop, then crashed into a house on the 6,000 block of Park South Place in northwest Albuquerque. 18-year-old Christopher Romo and a 17-year-old were arrested at the scene. Shortly after the crash, the owner of the house went outside to see what happened. He says he was amazed at how drunk the teens appeared to be. Romo is in custody at the Metro Detention Center. The other teen was taken to the Juvenile Detention Center. A chilling letter from a suspected serial rapist known as the Ether Man to one of his alleged victims has now surfaced. That victim is from New Mexico. Robert Bruce, who is also known as the Ether Man rapist for using the chemical ether to subdue his victims, is accused of a number of rapes in Albuquerque and in Texas. He was convicted in September of trying to kill a Colorado police officer who was about to testify against him in a Peeping Tom case. He's also pleaded guilty to attempted rape in Colorado. Now, a Colorado newspaper is reporting that Bruce tried to send an apologetic letter to one of his alleged victims from New Mexico. The letter said in part, quote, "I don't fully understand why I did what I did to you. I only know that I was addicted to doing it and could not stop." The letter was intercepted by jail officials. Bruce is now awaiting sentencing for the Colorado charges. He will then be extradited to New Mexico to face charges here. More tragedy in the college sports world. A U-Haul truck slams into 3 tailgaters, killing 1 and leaving another in critical condition at a Yale University football game. Yesterday, one 30-year-old woman was killed and 2 other women were hurt after the truck hit them in the parking lot before the Harvard-Yale game. Police say the truck sped up before hitting the women.
Just thought it was an accident, but then you see all the people laying on the ground over there. It was horrible.
An investigation is underway to find out exactly what caused the crash. A movement inspired by the Occupy protest leads to more than a dozen arrests as they tried to take over a downtown building. In Washington, D.C. last night, a group calling themselves the Free Franklin, D.C. tried to overtake an old school building. They want the city to turn it into a homeless shelter. The group will hold a meeting tomorrow night to get community input on that issue. Republican presidential hopeful Newt Gingrich had something to say to Occupy protesters last night in Iowa. He started out by saying that protesters obstruct those who are going to work to pay taxes for the parks and bathrooms the protesters use. But he didn't stop there. This is what else he had to say.
Now, that is a pretty good symptom of how much the left has collapsed as a moral system in this country and why you need to reassert something as simple as saying to them, go get a job right after you take a bath.
Violent clashes between police and protesters leave 2 people dead and more than 600 injured in Egypt. And overnight, the fight continues into this morning with protesters throwing rocks and demanding that the ruling military quickly announce a date to hand over power to an elected government. Last night, police used tear gas and rubber bullets against thousands of protesters in Cairo. After toppling former leader Hosni Mubarak in February, the military, which took over after that, has repeatedly pledged to hand over power to an elected government, but has yet to set a date.